Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakar Kardash. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone, preaching His word truthfully and sincerely. Shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching His word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching His word truthfully, faithfully, strongly, and sincerely. I say shalom to you Akim out there. And this is a sit-down lesson on this Friday afternoon on January the 14th, 2022. As I'm about to bring out a news article for the sit-down lesson for today. And it says, this is for RT.com, which was published on January the 14th, 2022. And the highlight of this news article says U.S. will act decisively if Russia deploys military to Cuba or Venezuela. White House says Moscow has refused to rule out sending military infrastructures to Venezuela or Cuba. The American authorities would act decisively if Russia deployed its military to Latin America, the White House said on Thursday, following suggestions that Moscow could station some of its troops in Venezuela or Cuba. The United States National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan called the idea bolster in the public commentary and noted that the deployment of Russia's military infrastructure to Latin America was not a point of discussions at the recent Russia-U.S. strategy stability dialogue in Geneva, Switzerland, I believe. If Russia was to move that direction, we would deal with it decisively, he said, responding to a question from a journalist. The U.S. opposition to Russia troops Slovakia placement in the Americas may arise some eyebrows in Moscow, which have repeatedly complained about U.S. armed forces being located near Russia's west frontier. The suggestion that Russia may send troops to Latin America came during an interview with Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov on a TV channel RTVI when he asked about the possibilities of deployment. Ryabkov could neither confirm nor deny that it is in the Kremlin's plan. It's the American style to have several options for its foreign and military policy, he said. That's the cornerstone of that country's power influence in the world. It says the president of Russia has spoken multiple times on the subject of what the measures could be, for an example involving Russian Navy if things are set on a course provoking Russia and further increasing the military presence on us by the U.S. Ryabkov continues, we don't want that. The diplomats must come to an agreement. Ryabkov met with the U.S. Deputy Secretary. I meant to say, let me repeat that again. Ryabkov met with U.S. Deputy Secretary of State Wendy Sherman on Monday to discuss Russian proposal on security guarantees, including, amongst others, and a demand for the end of the NATO's eastward expansion, which I highly, once again, like I mentioned before in my previous videos, even though they come up with the discussion and open to the dialogues throughout this whole week, they had this meeting But the United States is still gonna reject Russia wishes of NATO's expansion, you know, in the Ukraine border and the eastward expansion as well too. So United States, Washington most likely gonna reject it. Washington has rejects Moscow's proposal as a non-starter. So this right here, I'm bringing a scripture for that. Once again, bring the scripture out for edification's sake. Matthews 24:6, and ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See thee be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Verse 7, for nation shall rise against nations, and the kingdoms against kingdoms. There shall be famine and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. And all these are the beginning of sorrows. Right, because the increase of the nations shall rise against nations starting to increase and show itself in the year of 2022. And the wars and rumors of wars that's starting to come in reality as these news articles being brought out, of these nations are going at it with each other, verbally, from a verbally and an economic standpoint. And soon later, and it's going to come a reality, it's going to get to a physical military option standpoint as well too. And he's showing signs of that, in the times that we are currently living in. And this is definitely, we are already, already in the process of the beginning of sorrows, because it is coming to pass, and it's showing it itself, So that's all I wanted to bring out as this news article right here. This goes into the wars and rumors of wars. And if Russia do deploy militaries in Cuba and Venezuela, if those, if they station military soldiers in those two countries, United States, they're gonna act decisively, you know, and it might be both. It might be a military response, or it might be another harsh economic sanction response as well too, Because United States, they love to use those hard economic sanctions on countries, you know. But other than that, with that, I hope this was edifying through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai. And first and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakar Kadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, of great millstone. Preach this word truthfully and sincerely. Shalom to the Akim that scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching his word truthfully, faithfully, strongly, and sincerely. Until next time, I will say shalom.